let's get to the team news. We'll start with the away side, Manchester United, just because of the gravity of the situation around them. Romelu Lukaku not in the matchday squad. He's been given compassionate leave, so he's not here this evening. Marcus Rashford will start up front with Martial and Jesse Lingard supporting him. Paul Pogba is in the team, along with Nemanja Matic and Ander Herrera in midfield. Back four left to right of Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof, Phil Jones and Ashley Young. Chris Smalling injured in the warm-up against Liverpool last week. David De Gea in goal. For Cardiff City, Joe Bennett has not trained all week because of a hip injury and doesn't feature this evening. Lots of little niggles, they were described as by Neil Warnock, so a few players have got some problems. Here's who starts this evening for the Bluebirds. Neil Etheridge in goal. Back four left to right of Greg Cunningham, Sol Bamba, Sean Morrison and Bruno Manga. Aaron Gunnison will hold in midfield with Harry Arter and Victor Camarasa. Junior Hoylett scoring some great goals at the moment. He's going to be a real threat on one wing with the pacey Josh Murphy on the other. And still the converted fullback come striker Callum Patterson out front. One of the weirdest stories of this season. Ever play up front, Reece Weston? Could you have done a Callum Patterson?
Under 12s, yes, absolutely.
You mean now, right?
Yeah.
Listen, let's talk about Man U first. We've got to talk about Man U first. Paul Pogba back in the side. What does that mean?
Well, I think it means that he's been given a vote of confidence by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Much maligned in certain quarters. There's no doubting his quality, in my opinion. Paul Pogba, you have to see how he performed at the World Cup, but he hasn't managed to transfer that form into his club football as of yet. But I think he's a world-class talent, genuinely. You may disagree, but I just think he needs a lot of attention, a lot of affection to try and get the best out of him. And it's a huge vote of confidence to come straight back into the side this evening.
When you and I got booked for this game, a week or so ago, did you imagine that we'd be talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
No.
How has this happened?
Not in this context, absolutely not. It's a remarkable turn of events, isn't it? I'm not surprised that Mourinho's been given his marching orders, given the circumstances, given the amount of people he's upset along the way, including his own players. But I mean, the unsurprising thing is that Man United have gone for someone that understands the club. I think they had to do something like that. Michael Carrick, I'm sure he'll go on to a great coaching career. He's not ready to take the reins of Man United. So they've gone for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and as irony would have it, he's up against his old side Cardiff City, which he didn't have the best of times with. So it's going to be a fascinating contest, no doubt.
What about the change of persona, the misery of Mourinho over the last few months? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer turns up and he's brought Norwegian biscuits with a woman on reception. He knows everyone, he's shaking hands, he's glad-handing, everyone loves him there. Does that make a big difference to the players? Will they feel that, or is that just a fans thing?
Lord knows. I mean, from a club perspective, it will give everyone a lift. If the rumours are true that it was a pretty dour place under Mourinho, then having someone such as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who is an absolute legend at Manchester United, returning to take the helm, it will give everyone a lift. Whether that translates to the players, I'm sure we'll see that at 5:30 when the game kicks off. But one thing is for certain, Mourinho's time came to a natural conclusion, and the person to lead them forward is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I'm sure he'll be tasked with getting Man United playing free-flowing, attacking football, but also getting results. That's the most important thing. If Man United are playing great and losing every week, he's not going to last 5 minutes.
And speaking of added pressure, going into the weekend, United were 6th with Watford's win at West Ham earlier today. They're now down to 7th. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was talking about we're not used to being 6th at the moment. They're not even in the conversation about Europe. They'd scrape into the Europa League as things stand. What can he achieve? What can he achieve in 5 months?
Well, there's a significant amount of points still to play for, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Man United could go on a lengthy run. The reality is that the top 4 as it stands at the moment are just churning out results, with the exception of today.
With the
exception of today.
We're going to change all of our notes now.
Yeah, exactly right. But, the top 4 plus Arsenal, who are on the periphery of that, are churning out results, and they're not going to drop a significant amount of points between now and the end of the season. You wouldn't imagine. So for Man United to claw that back and infiltrate the top 4 will be very, very difficult. But they've got to strive for that. Man United, I know you disagree, they are a huge football club, arguably one of the most illustrious clubs that we've had in Great Britain, and they need to get back to their former glories. And I'm not saying Solskjaer's the man that will take them there necessarily, but they need to start winning games and winning in the right fashion to try and get the fans and everyone at the club back on side.
Solskjaer says he'll put smiles back on faces. That's something Neil Warnock has done for plenty around Cardiff City during his time here. Let's hear from the Bluebirds boss as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
football's evolving, of course, and the gaffer was he was in charge of more or less the whole club. Football is developing. The structure of the club has developed. The power is with the manager. He picks the team. He picks the tactics, the strategy, the philosophy is in these walls. That legacy is more important than any player power. Because I have to say, being a part of Man United, being a Man United player, it's a privilege. And of course, I think all of them wants to succeed here.
I think it's probably the worst time you can play. So many people wanting to prove certain aspects, of the game. So I think it'll be extremely difficult. We've been very unlucky with our home games, really. We played Leicester after that terrible. What happened to the chairman. Then we play Southampton with a new manager. Now we play Manchester United with a new manager. So, by my reckoning, I reckon Pochettino will be in charge in the next 2 weeks because we've got them on New Year's Day.
Maybe I should get the hairdryer out of my pocket because I've got a hairdryer, and so when my hair needs lifting, I use it on myself. But I'm also not afraid of laying down the law. With your kids, when they disappoint you. You tell them off. You don't give them some chocolate then, do you? So you treat players similar to how you treat your kids, really, because you want the best for them. You want to guide them. You want to help them. But if I get disappointed, ask Noah or Karna or Elia. Or some of the players I've got had in mould. There are once in a while you really have to tell them the standards we've got.
Yeah, I think you'll see you like I say, the likes of Rashford will probably play up front with Lingard, and you've got Mata coming in who hasn't been playing. He does well from the right, coming in on his left foot. And, who's on them? Probably be Martial. Got pace, power everywhere. Pogba. He's Pogba, isn't he? He's one of the best in the world on his day. The front five probably as good as anything in the country, really, when they're on form. So we'll have our hands full.
Yeah, plenty of praise for Manchester United from Neil Warnock. Reece Weston watching this game alongside me. Are we going to see an attritional kind of match here? Can Neil Warnock keep Man United at his level? Or will we see the Man United we've been hoping to see for years and years? Free-flowing, entertaining, creative. Will we see the Solskjaer impact on day one?
I would imagine that Neil Warnock will be saying, they're a team in turmoil, lads, let's get stuck into them. The old-fashioned start quickly, get in their faces type attitude. But, Solskjaer has been brought in to try and turn around Man United's fortunes and to try and get them playing in a different way. That's been half the issue, hasn't it, for Man United? They haven't been playing well, but they haven't been, exciting, entertaining. That's what they want to try and get back to, by all accounts, if you're listening to what's in the media. So I'm expecting Man United to have the shackles taken off. Solskjaer will come in, put his arm around a few people, say, go and express yourselves. And in contrast, Cardiff City have won the last 3 games at home. They want to try and make the City Stadium a fortress, because away from home they're dire at the moment. So it's going to be, it could be an attritional battle, absolutely. It could be a case of Cardiff starting brightly, sitting back and trying to catch Man United on the break. But Man United are the ones that are going to have to make all the running to try and get this campaign back on track.
It's been 58 years since Cardiff beat Manchester United, a 3-0 win in the top flight in November 1960. The Red Devils have won 5 of the subsequent 7 meetings, but they haven't won here. The previous encounter at the Cardiff City Stadium was a 2-2 draw in November 2013. That was before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over as Cardiff boss and took them down. The players are in the tunnel. The light show is going on all around this stadium. Kickoff is next. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Premier League football is a truly global game, and TalkSport is the global audio partner of the Premier League.
It's a massive goal!
With live commentary of all 380 matches this season, available at TalkSport.com in English, Spanish or Mandarin every weekend.
What a goal! What a fantastic strike!
The event horizon of world-class football. Visit TalkSport.com to find out more.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
Go to TalkSport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click TalkSport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at TalkSport.com/predictor.
The Premier League Preview Show with TalkSport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
TalkSport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
We are joined on the preview show to talk about what has happened at the top of the table in the last few days by our former Premier League winger, Matthew Etherington. Adrian Clark's with us. Chris Iwelumo, fresh from the gym.
Subscribe to the podcast today at TalkSport.com and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah! Who makes it 2 to Liverpool? One chance, one goal. Number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on TalkSport.com.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Cardiff City against Manchester United from the Cardiff City Stadium. I'm your host, Tom Rennie. Alongside me is the former Cardiff fullback, also once of the Welsh national side and Arsenal in Reece Weston. This is Premier League Live, and we will talk about Cardiff City. It's such a big game for them, back in the Premier League, winning 4 of their past 5 Premier League home games, as many as they'd won in their previous 22 in this competition. So it's a big night for them. Man United in town. But of course, Man United, the club that seem to write headlines day in, day out. They've sacked Jose Mourinho and they've brought in an interim manager, a legend of the club in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and a man who failed in this country as a manager right here at the Cardiff City Stadium. People say that's harsh. He took Cardiff down, so maybe not remembered too fondly round here as maybe as he would be back at Old Trafford if that was where this game was. Let's get to the teams. We'll start with Cardiff. Joe Bennett not in the squad today. He's got a hip problem and so he's missing. Here's the team. Neil Etheridge in goal. Back 4 left to right of Greg Cunningham, Sol Bamba, Sean Morrison and Bruno Manga. Aaron Goodison in the centre of midfield. All 3 of those players played under Solskjaer at Cardiff. Arter, Camarasa, Murphy, Junior Hoyland and Callum Patterson completing the starting 11 today. On the bench it's Peltier, Rawls, Zahore, Smithies, Reed, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang and Kadeem Harris, another who played under Solskjaer in the Championship. Let's talk about Man United. David De Gea is in goal. Back 4 left to right of Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof, Phil Jones and Ashley Young, who captains the team. Midfield, Paul Pogba is back, having been in and out under Jose Mourinho of late. Nemanja Matic and Ander Herrera also in the midfield trio. Up front, Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. Romelu Lukaku not in the squad, given absence because of a compassionate reason, so he's not in the squad today. Also not here, Chris Smalling, who got injured in the warm-up last week, and plenty of other players struggling with injury. Bench is Bailly, Mata, Pereira, Fred, Diego Dalot, with Romero and Fellaini completing that subs bench today. We are now underway here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Already Cardiff aiming a long throw into the box, flicked away by United, and Luke Shaw will look to carry the Red Devils up the field. Referee Michael Oliver this evening And that about completes the size of it. United kicking towards our left in this first half. Red shirts, white shorts and white socks. And these faded shirts don't quite work when the black fades into white. No one thought about that, it seems, in the meetings pre-season. Cardiff kick towards our right, left to right as we look. Blue shirts, shorts and socks with white numbering and trim. Already reached, we've seen what Cardiff are going to be all about in this game.
Yeah, containment. They're happy to sit back and let Man United have possession. So you can try and hit the Red Devils on the counter-attack when the opportunity presents itself, but Man United started in quite a composed fashion, knocking the ball around nicely, making Cardiff work to try and keep with them.
Nemanja Matic, 10 or so yards over the halfway, a player who was apparently one of only 3 or 4 unhappy to see Mourinho go. Gets his start in midfield today. Some poor performances this season from Nemanja Matic. A bit surprised that he has retained his place. Another Mourinho favourite, and a Herrera now on the ball. In the centre circle, forward to Lingard. I think it's fair to say fell out of favour with Jose Mourinho. After this man, Paul Pogba into Martial. Fouled on the edge there, and that's going to be a free kick. Given away by Gunnarsson.
Was Hill's free kick in the middle of the field, probably no more than 25 yards out. Let's see who's going to take control of the situation. Pogba's over it, Rashford's over it, alongside Ashley Young.
Pogba having a discussion with Rashford. They're the two most likely here. It's just left of centre. Luke Shaw's over it too, but unlikely to hit this with his right boot. Rashford with the long run up here, the United number 10. Pogba standing closer to the ball. Pogba leaves it. Rashford hits it. Oh, it's a goal. It's the first goal of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Etheridge, unsighted, didn't move. A rocket of a shot. And already the new boss has put smiles on the faces of those from Old Trafford. 3 minutes gone. Cardiff 0, Man United 1.
An absolute dream start for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his Man United side. Pogba was the decoy, ran over the ball, and Rashford came up to it with that technique adopted by so many modern players now, the side foot dipping, swerving technique. Etheridge takes a step to his right and the ball's swerving all over the place. It hasn't taken a deflection, he's just been completely wrong-footed, unsighted. It's an emphatic finish by Marcus Rashford. 3 minutes on the clock, Man United take the lead.
4th goal in the Premier League this season for Marcus Rashford in his 11th start in the competition. Fabulous free kick, great connection. Though there will be questions about Etheridge and moving that way, his positioning, could he have done more? Ball moved around left to right. But it's one of those non-goalkeepers. We'll always question the goalkeeper there, I suppose.
Absolutely, but it's that kind of knuckleball technique, isn't it, Tom, where the ball's dipping and swerving. There's no true flight to it. It's very difficult as a goalkeeper to try and pick that up.
Well, it was always going to be a tough task for Cardiff City. Things are getting a bit vertical now for them, 1-0 down. But they've still got the battling spirit under Neil Warnock. When they go behind in games all season long, they've shown a way to get back into it. And they're coming forward down the left-hand side now with Murphy running at Young. Young gets in the way. Good work by the United captain, and then Josh Murphy is adjudged to have pulled the shoulder of Ashley Young, and that's a free kick.
Yeah, Paul Pogba couldn't breathe a sigh of relief. He's tried an audacious cross-field pass that's gone horribly wrong. Josh Murphy picked up the ball and was running at Ashley Young, who did really, really well to stay on his feet. Seeing a replay of the Rashford free kick. The Cardiff will instantly turn around and throw their hands up. It was the side of the goalkeeper, wasn't it? It was unsighted, to be fair to him, and just to reiterate, that ball has moved an awful lot in the air.
5 minutes gone. Cardiff 0, Manchester United 1 on Premier League Live. United fans, was that goal down to Mourinho being gone? Was it down to the fact City have already lost today, so everyone's in a good mood? Chelsea have lost today. All of a sudden, as Christmas comes around, as it always seemed to do, things might be turning in the favour of Manchester United. Cardiff trying to put a stop to that as Sean Morrison brings the ball clear in his own half. Into Junior Hoylett, out on the right-hand side today. Been successful on the left in recent weeks. He's given it away to Lingard. Then Martial on the left-hand side into Lingard. Not a great pass into him, and Aaron Gunnarsson read it really well. Up to Patterson for the first time. Nicked off him by Jones, but Cardiff still on it. Forward to Harry Arter on the floor. It's out left now to Murphy, who's got a turn of pace, and he's running at Ashley Young. Corner of the penalty area now. Herrera's there, and it's a good challenge by Ander Herrera, but he's giving the ball straight away. Well read on that far side by Cunningham. Goodison forward, outright to Hoyle, up against Shaw. In now to Camarasa, who's surely been fouled there. Another foul by Lingard on Goodison is punished, and that's a free kick at the other end, in the same position where United scored from.
Pretty frenetic start to this game, isn't it? Cardiff City coming into it for the first time. It's a bit impetuous from Jesse Lingard on Aaron Goodison, as you say, Tom, a free kick. Similar distance, just on the opposite side centrally to what we saw from Marcus Rashford just a few moments ago. And again, a conference taking place. Camarasa's there, Josh Murphy's there.
Well, David De Gea, still one of the great goalkeepers in English football, but he has had some tough moments in recent weeks. Lines up his wall. Two players over it. Camarasa, lovely technician. He seems less likely to strike it, though. Murphy dummies. Wanted the chance they've had. On the home side, it goes begging.
Yeah, it's a bit further out than I initially thought, and it would have to have been a pretty accurate free kick to trouble David De Gea from there. Just got underneath it, Josh Murphy. Didn't get enough dip on the ball to trouble the Spanish goalkeeper. They're kind of showing signs, at least, that they're here not just to make up the numbers, but to play their part.
Picked up 9 points this season from losing positions in matches, Cardiff City, so as we mentioned earlier, they won't have given up on this one, not by a long chalk. As Goodison fires one over the top towards Patterson, battling with Jones. Both men go down. Lindelof away, preferred to Eric Bailly in the heart of defence today. Chris Smalling injured. I wonder if there'll ever be a time where all four Man United centre-halves are fit at the same time.
It would be fun if that was the case, Tom, wouldn't it?
Scott McTominay's played there this season, and Nemanja Matic has played there this season. Herrera, earlier on the season with the Tottenham game, he played there.
Pretty sure Pogba's filled in at one point as well.
I'll check his Instagram, try and find out. Edwidge upfield for Cardiff. Ball was worked all the way back to him. Intercepted by Lindelof. Lindelof and Bailly. It's always going to be tough for them, isn't it? Because they're always going to be associated with Jose Mourinho. They were his picks, two of the big failures, if you like, of the Mourinho era. Where do they go from here? Will they be happy he's gone?
It's up to them. Up to them to impress the new manager, effectively. You know, I wouldn't go as far as say it's a clean slate for everybody, but the reality is we don't see how well these guys train every day. If they can show the manager that they're willing and eager to work, there may be a route back into first-team football for them.
Pogba's given the ball away again. Another crossfield attempt towards Ashley Young, intercepted by Camarasa. Young's won it back, and United have worked the ball back to their goalkeeper, David De Gea. All in green in his 6-yard box. Chipped out to Shaw. Shifted to Pogba. Back to Shaw again. Another poor pass from Pogba has played Shaw into trouble. Green nearly stolen by Junior Hoylett. Good work by Matic back helping out. Gets Man United back on the front foot. On the right-hand side, Herrera. Into Rashford. Back to Ashley Young. Ball's zipping around. It has been raining in Cardiff today for much of the day. Herrera on the right-hand side of midfield. Leaves it for Lingard. Rashford back to Lingard again on the halfway line. Cardiff getting bodies in front of the football and their own goal. United trying to pick holes as Lingard looks forward to Rashford. Gets away from Sean Morrison, who'd come with Rashford. Matic now. 10 minutes gone. Cardiff 0, Manchester United 1. Rashford's free kick on 3 minutes, separating the two teams. At TalkSport Live, the place to get in touch with Reece and me this evening. Happy with the Solskjaer era so far, United fans, as Pogba comes down the left channel into Martial in the area, drops the shoulder, carries the ball, tries to cut the football back in the penalty area, but Bruno Manga goes to the deck and gets the block on it. That'll be a corner.
You see, I don't know how you feel about it, but it seems there's a lot more vibrancy about Man United's passing play at the moment. Crisper, more intent going forward. Certainly a far cry from the parking the bus era that we've witnessed for the last couple of seasons, that's for sure.
And Solskjaer talks this week at length about players expressing themselves and what he learned under Sir Alex Ferguson and Always trying to win the game. We've certainly seen that so far from Manchester United. Ashley Young's delivery from the corner towards Pogba is away in the penalty area. It was Cunningham with the header, only as far as Herrera, down the right channel to Phil Jones. Back to Herrera again, down the right channel, but it's never going to find Pogba. Cunningham read it well. Bamba at the heart of defence, didn't panic there under pressure from Pogba, touches the ball back to Neil Etheridge. And Etheridge at feet will look to bring Cardiff forward. Out of his own penalty area now. Still looking for that big blast up towards Callum Patterson. Here it is now. Patterson flicked it against Lindelof. Breaks the Camarasa. The skill from him. And out left to Murphy. Drops the shoulder and beats Young. Low cross in. That's a really good ball. It's away by Phil Jones, who read it and cleared it.
Good play by Josh Murphy. Just a touch and shift. Got him away from Ashley Young. Turn of pace. A decent ball into that second 6-yard box. Phil Jones dealt with it comfortably in the end. The little glimmer of where Cardiff City may get some joy this evening on that left-hand side.
Long throw forthcoming. Usually Morrison goes towards the front, Bamba goes towards the back, and chaos ensues. Gunnarsson with it. It is a deep ball. It is towards Morrison. It's well won by Jones. Spins off his head. Recovered by Gunnarsson. Crossed by Cunningham is really good. Patterson is there. Away brilliantly in the penalty area by Shaw. But both players have gone down holding their heads and will get a break in play.
It was a great ball in, wasn't it? That ball was whipped into the 6-yard box. Luke Shaw's gone up with Callum Patterson, and significant clash of heads. Both players down. It's a great delivery from Cunningham, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was a super ball by Cunningham. I was just about to say, the way he's whipped that in right on the edge of the 6-yard box. We're getting a replay now. It seems it's a clashing of heads between the two, but or maybe just before that, actually, on another replay, that Patterson's kind of headbutted the top of Luke Shaw's head after he's cleared it away brilliantly. It really was superb defending from Luke Shaw. That looked like the moment there for Cardiff. And they'll try that again, won't they?
Absolutely. Men forward. Came from a corner in actual fact, and Aaron Gunnarsson looked like he was going to whip the second ball in. He played it back to Cunningham, who didn't even look up, just put it straight back into the 18-yard box. Callum Patterson had to run on Luke Shaw. As you rightly say, Tom, it's great defensive header by Luke Shaw. Both players getting a knock for their troubles.
Shaw's back up, still waiting for Callum Patterson to shake off the effects of that challenge. He'll be checked by the medical staff as well. Playing up front this season for Cardiff City. Usually during his career has played in the right back area. Still Scotland's starting full-back. It's a crazy situation really when you think about it, but he has got such a physical presence up there, and he's nicking goals in the Premier League as well, which, you know, people like, I don't know, Christian Benteke, people who've played in the league for years, aren't able to do.
No, again, it's no mean feat, is it? We're not talking about doing it in League One or the Championship. This is the, you know, the top divisions in world football, and he works tirelessly, Callum Patterson. He's always putting in a shift. He makes it difficult for defenders. You've seen already this evening, just making himself a nuisance, challenging for absolutely everything aerially. And he's got a knack of being in the right place at the right time, and it's bearing fruit at the moment. Whether it's a long-term solution, that remains to be seen, but they're certainly working for Cardiff City at this moment in time.
4 goals in the Premier League. His debut season as a striker. Not too bad for Patterson, who's on his way off the field now. Bought for around £300,000 as well in this day and age. It's incredible.
It's a bargain, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible. Think about what a goal is worth in the Premier League. I mean, absolutely unbelievable that he's playing up front for that kind of money. It's about what Alexis Sanchez earned during this game. Watching it on TV.
If the rumours are true, he's about 20 grand richer as well after his bet with Marcus Rojo. Controversy, isn't it?
Yeah, unconfirmed story, but believable, I think is fair to say. Both players back on here, Shaw and Patterson, and we're back underway with Matic and United coming forward. Lovely diagonal ball out left to Martial. Running again at the fullback, low cross. This time it's away by Gunnarsson. Not very far, picked up well by Camarasa. Again, great control in close quarters from him. And here he is again, bringing Cardiff forward. Lovely little step over, trying to find Arta. Lindelof had read it, breaks to Paul Pogba. Pokes it forward to Martial. Challenge on him by Hoyland, but Martial recovers it. Back to Paul Pogba again. Is there an added pressure on Pogba now? The excuse of Mourinho has gone?
Quite possibly. I think if this opening 16 minutes is anything to go by, he may be feeling the pressure a little bit because he hasn't started particularly well. There's a great deal of it, hasn't he? A danger of trying a little bit too hard, perhaps, as well.
United under pressure from Cardiff, but keeping the ball in their territory. Matic looks diagonal left to right, slipped as he looked to find the run of Ashley Young, and that will spin away for a goal kick to Cardiff City, who find themselves a goal down but haven't been overawed so far.
No, they haven't. They've reacted quite well to going a goal back. They've taken the game to Manchester United. Man United have had the majority of possession that you'd expect. Cardiff are starting to grow into this game a little bit. They're not showing Manchester United too much respect.
Goal kick for Cardiff City under Neil Warnock, who's never beaten Manchester United during his long managerial career with various clubs. I'm sure he'd have been cursing Mourinho's sacking. I'm sure he would have liked to take on a Jose side who were on the floor as they were a week ago when they lost against Liverpool. As compared to the United we're seeing here, who've certainly been more on the front foot than we're used to. Going forward again here, down the right channel, but Ashley Young can't keep it in.
It's going to be very difficult for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to come and have a huge impact tactically, I think, on this Man United side. He's just got to re-energise them, give them confidence to go and express themselves, much like Gareth Southgate has done with the national side. You know, go in and try and make it an enjoyable environment every day of training, get people back on side again. And these are top players we're talking about here, Tom. We're not talking about novices, guys that need to be cajoled to go and perform. You don't think about that when you talk about Man United players, do you? But that may be what's needed to get them going in the right direction again.
Yeah, they were not responding to the, well, I couldn't even call it tough love, let's just call it toughness from Jose Mourinho. Some of these players talked about them not being mature and things like that. I mean, yeah, it did go very, very sour. Next 6 to 8 months going to be very interesting for Manchester United, and let's not forget that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said he does want the job. He's got it until the end of this season. Essentially, he's kind of being borrowed from Mulder, but if you got them in the Champions League, then you'd kind of be hard pressed to get rid of him, really, wouldn't you?
It's his job to lose, effectively, because if he goes in there and does an unbelievable job, it could make it virtually impossible for Man United to sack him, or to release him back to his parent club, should we say.
Another poor pass from Pogba there, looking out to the left hand side, and Shaw, bit of a hospital ball for Luke Shaw, was well won by Bruno Wenger, and then a foul on Hoylett by Shaw. Another example there of just what you were talking about moments ago, Reece. Paul Pogba maybe trying too hard, trying to do passes that are too adventurous, or, you know, maybe we might need to come to the conclusion at some point the bloke can't play in English football.
Well, he's been given a more forward role this evening, playing in advance of Herrera and Matic, that bridge between midfield and attack, and at the moment he's not really covering himself in glory, but we are only 20 minutes into proceedings.
A long way to go.
Absolutely right.
Just trying to wind you up, Man United fans, don't worry, I'm sure it'll come good eventually. Herrera on the ball in the centre circle, forward to Lingard. What a great ball from him. Good work again by Cunningham in the side this evening, and has been very effective in that left back role, coming forward, winning challenges, working hard. Exactly what you'd expect from a former Man City man up against Man United. 20 minutes gone, Cardiff 0, Manchester United 1 on the Premier League Live. Ball back with Phil Jones, his own half here. Finds Herrera, who run forward, became a bit of a midfield terrier in midfield under Mourinho. Was once a very creative player when he first came in. Wonder whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be able to get that back in Herrera's game, as Lingard is dispossessed by Bamba. Oh, and he'd run forward, Sol Bamba. There's runners out left, and he kept looking right, and he's given the ball away, and now he's out of position, and Manchester United can come forward with Rashford in the area. Martial on the left, low cross, Rashford for two. Great block by Cunningham, and away by Bamba.
Yeah, the combination of Cunningham and and Morrison in the end. Sol Bamba breathes a huge sigh of relief once again. It was Josh Murphy was streaking down the left-hand side of Cardiff City in that break, and Bamba just had blinkers on. He couldn't see anything out to his left-hand side. Gave the ball away in the end. The ball broke to Marcus Rashford, who in turn fed Martial. A glorious opportunity for Cardiff to catch Man United on the break was ignored.
The fans unhappy here because United have taken a free kick, which was given for offside. They actually took the free kick in the opposition half. The crowd didn't like it. Here comes Nemanja Matic in the centre midfield. Herrera right to Lindelof, who's up over the halfway from central defence. Into Lingard, return ball, deflects towards Lindelof. Etheridge read it, went to ground, won it well.
Yeah, the marauding run forward by Victor Lindelof. Him streaking forward from central defence, but for a give and go with Jesse Lingard. Return pass was just overhit. Etheridge gathered it comfortably in the end.
Etheridge upfield towards Patterson. Won by Lindelof, scruffy. But he was able to win it. Away by Ashley Young for United. Challenge by Bruno Manga, where he nearly releases Camarasa, but it has broken to Paul Pogba. Nice ball control to turn away from the challenge of Camarasa, and then plays it simple to Matic, then Shaw. Back to Matic again. Here is Pogba in the centre circle. Is it simple this time, and maybe that's what you need to do when your more ambitious passes aren't working out for you. He's done it well again. Herrera, then to Lingard, back heel by Rashford, intercepted, breaks back to Rashford, running away from goal. Under intense pressure, he goes back to Jones, then Martial, back to Jones again, keeping possession here, United. Shaw, back to Jones, running forward, here's Rashford, away from Gunnarsson, who then just surely pushed Rashford on the shoulder there to the ground. Gunnarsson claiming a dive there from Rashford, but looked like a bit of a shove to me.
It was more than a bit of a shove from Aaron Gunnarsson, just an imposing figure with his shaven head and full beard. He just come bundling into Marcus Rashford on the touchline. Stonewall free kick in my book.
Well, it's about what you'd expect, but possession stats in this opening 24 minutes. Manchester United 80% to Cardiff 20. And United lead by a goal to nil, and they've got this free kick. It's Ashley Young over it left-hand side. It's about 40 yards from goal, maybe slightly less. Close to the touchline. One-man wall for Cardiff City. Whipped in towards Paul Pogba, who's there. It's won well by Bamba. Just before Pogba could try and turn that home. Great defensive work, and that's going to be a corner.
Good ball in from Ashley Young, wasn't it? Whipped in with pace, flat trajectory, and Sol Bamba did his job well. Got underneath it as Paul Pogba was lurking behind him. Actually, Bamba had to win that because he dropped deeper than all of his teammates, didn't he, in that occasion, but was strong enough to win the header.
Corner on the attacking right-hand side for Manchester United, taking their time to whip this ball in here. Manchester United, Ashley Young has gone all the way from left to right to take it. Lingard is short. Matic, Pogba, Jones, Rashford in the penalty area. Martial's on the keeper. Pogba makes a move towards the near post. Jones is there. Bounces right across the penalty area. The cameramen thought it was going to be a goal, but it's cleared away by Camarasa.
I think there's a good chance, for Phil Jones. There's a lot of movement in that 6-yard box before the ball was whipped in by Ashley Young from the right-hand side. And Phil Jones just got across his man. He's tried to glance the ball towards goal and just completely missed it. He's so disappointed with himself.
Throwing Shaw into Pogba, then Martial. It's away by Cardiff and Bruno Manga, but one back by United. Turn forward, away again. Matic then trying to get the ball on the deck, pokes it towards Shaw. Goes out for a throw on this near side to Cardiff City. 25 minutes gone. Cardiff 0, Manchester United 1 on Premier League Live. Possession stats aren't everything, I know, but Cardiff statistically in this 25 minutes have tried 44 passes to United's 200.
Noticeably second best, absolutely. I mean, there've been a couple of opportunities for them to break at United. They've just chosen the wrong pass, but for the best part, Man United have been controlling the pace of this game, not always hurting Cardiff with their possession, but in control of the pace of play. I'm sure Solskjaer will be absolutely delighted with his opening 25 minutes.
He is here to make people happy. You can hear some very happy United fans right now. They might not be here with Herrera. Well, he played a really harsh ball into his chest. He dealt with it under pressure from Arriata. Volleyed it back to the goalkeeper. Referee's given a free kick against Arriata, but I think he's caught himself there, Herrera.
There's a little flick of the left foot by Arriata, just maybe caught under Herrera's heels ever so slightly. I mean, he dealt with the danger anyway, but the referee deemed it to be foul play. And once again, Man United are back in possession.
Here's Herrera, just in his own half here, right-hand side. He'll find Rashford, looks to turn away from Bamba. So Bamba wouldn't let him turn. And then after closing the door, he then slammed it just to be sure.
Good defending by Sol Bamba. It's amazing, isn't it? Football fans and what gets them off their seats. The whole stadium erupted when that tackle went in on Marcus Rashford.
Everyone loves a good tackle. Throwing down the line, looked like it didn't come down on the field. Cardiff fans weren't happy with that, and they're even more unhappy with Rashford passing on that far side into Greg Cunningham. That will be a free kick to Cardiff City.
It's very much a siege mentality at the Cardiff City Stadium. It's Neil Warnock through and through, isn't it? Playing the underdog card well, getting the fans on side. Every decision that goes against his side being met with howls of anguish from the Cardiff City fans.
Approaching half an hour gone here on a day in the Premier League where Man City have been beaten, where Chelsea have been beaten. Really great stories in the Premier League. Certainly living up to its reputation as the toughest league in world football. It's the reason why so many listeners around the world tune into this league before any other. Another loss for Man City this season. Incredible.
Pep's under pressure, right?
At home as well. To a Crystal Palace team who can't score goals.
Yeah, and have a look at the Andros Sanders goal if you get a chance. Unbelievable strike.
You won't see a better goal than that. Not just this season, maybe as long as you watch the game. I'm telling you, it's as good as that. A volley hit so firm and so sweet into the top corner. And you've got to think about the context and gravitas of it as well. Absolutely fantastic today from Andros Townsend. A goal cheered as loudly in Liverpool as it was in Croydon. Here's Herrera trying to replicate. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Ander Herrera. Smiles all around Red Devils' faces. Ander Herrera from 30 yards has found the top corner. 2-0 to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United.
What a goal, Tom. What a goal. And do you know where that came from? That came from Paul Pogba. Maintaining, keeping possession, a great disguised pass into the feet of Ander Herrera. And then Herrera letting fly from all of 25, 30 yards. I'm not sure if it took a little deflection on its way through.
I think it may have hit Cunningham on its way through here.
Quite possible. A great reverse pass though, but Herrera, yeah, it's come off the flank of Greg Cunningham and just deflected it up and away from Neil Etheridge, who had no chance whatsoever. But a dream start for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, finding himself 2 goals up in less than half an hour played.
And wild celebrations from the United bench as well. The new backroom team hastily assembled. Mike Phelan in there as well. High fives and hugs all round for Manchester United. And Ander Herrera, who'd lost the attacking touch in recent times and had played centre-half for Jose Mourinho, who's just scored from distance his second goal in the Premier League this season. Greg Cunningham having a good game in that left-back role. He's unlucky there as Murphy carries Cardiff forward. Cross is blocked by the goal scorer Herrera. And that's a corner to Cardiff with 30 minutes gone. They trail 2-0.
Good tackle by Ander Herrera doing his defensive duties, I think. Ashley Youngfield's a bit aggrieved. Josh Murphy seemingly tugging at his shirt in their little confrontation over on the far side, but Murphy's won inside the corner. Can Cardiff City respond immediately to going 2 goals behind?
Corner on the attacking left-hand side for Cardiff City. Whipped in towards Patterson. It's away by Rashford at the near post. United look to counter-attack. If that had worked, the United fans may not have recovered. However, Rashford's touch has gone out of play.
Conference going on, Cardiff City bench. Neil Warnock speaking to his backroom staff.
But they try kicking the ball higher. Here they come down the left-hand side. Lovely skill by Murphy. On the end line now. That's a good ball in, is it? Oh, it was the right ball, but it was poorly executed. He tried to get it in between the goalkeeper and the centre forward who was running in there, but overhit it there, Josh Murphy. It was a bit of a blaster. It goes out for a throw.
It was. He started brightly though, Josh Murphy. He's been one of the leading threats for Cardiff City. We're seeing a replay of Ander Herrera's strike. It wasn't the purest of strikes by any stretch, but it's just flicked off Greg Cunningham, and that little deflection has taken it well beyond the grass of Neil Etheridge, who was fully extended but couldn't get anywhere near it.
Must be a weird experience for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, celebrating a goal at the Cardiff City Stadium. Twice he's done it now. United looking in total control of the game. Anthony's not happy though. Cheer up, Anthony, come on. He tweets throughout TalkSport Live, enjoying the illusion that the reset button has been hit at United against Cardiff, in quotation marks. It is Cardiff. Let's enjoy it while it lasts. The cracks will be exposed once Jose's been gone long enough. Come on, cheer up, buddy.
Is he a Man United fan, do you think?
He's been through it the last few years. Only won 3 trophies. Here's Gunnarsson for Cardiff. Good challenge from him. Breaks back to Patterson. Trying to return it to Gunnarsson, who charged down that left-hand side. Lovely little back heel by Matic for Manchester United, releasing Lingard, who then releases Young in the area. Bamba's read it. He's done well, Sol Bamba. Oh, but his touch is unlucky there. He tried to sort of flick it into his own path. Flicked it too hard, and it goes out for a corner on that far side.
Yeah, tried a bit too cute there, Sol Bamba, coming across the cardboard. Jesse Lingard had a great opportunity to release Ashley Young on the far side. Just got his pass wrong, underweighted. They've got lucky, Man United. Sol Bamba inadvertently deflecting the ball behind for a corner.
Corner on the attacking right-hand side for Manchester United. Ashley Young with the out-swinging delivery here. Again, 5 in the box to aim for. Young's ball is towards Matic, who's won it. Breaks on this left-hand side, nearly to Martial. Etheridge away as far as Pogba. Pogba cuts it back to Herrera, then Shaw by the corner of the area. Lingard in the box now, on the ball, back to Pogba, bit of space. Touches, then plays the ball back to Lingard, then Martial. Cardiff keeping United at bay here. Pogba again on this left-hand side, plays it simple to Martial. Shaw around the back, here he is now. First touch is poor, allows Morrison in to steer with a strong challenge.
A nice, robust challenge by Shaw Morrison, wasn't it? It was a poor touch by Luke Shaw, but Maynard seemed reluctant to cross that ball. A little bit of intricate passing on the left-hand side. Eventually, it's halted. Luke Shaw has a throw-in for Manchester United, deep in Cardiff City territory.
Shaw into Pogba, trying to get the ball roll across his body. Couldn't do that there. One back. Bill Jones on the halfway, chips it down the line, tries to find Pogba. Here he is now, up against Gunnarsson. Turn of pace by Pogba, couple of step overs, carries towards the end line. Pogba, Gunnarsson stayed with him, got the challenge in. Again, maybe a bit reluctant to get that ball in the box there, Manchester United.
It's good defending by Aaron Gunnarsson, though. He's stuck with Pogba. Just when the thought Paul Pogba was going to get away from the Icelandic midfielder, stuck with him, but it's yet another corner for Cardiff City to defend.
Corner for United. They're winning 2-0, a third. It'll be dreamland for them. Not been used to celebrating hatfuls of goals under Jose Mourinho. Ashley Young delivers towards the back post where Herrera volleys that goal, breaks to Shaw. Surely fouled Murphy there. What a great challenge there from Shaw, you know. He's going to get a yellow card here for Michael Oliver. The studs were raised. And he's getting some business from the Cardiff fans, Luke Shaw, after that challenge from Morrison earlier, and the frustration may well have just boiled over there for Luke Shaw.
Yeah, he's just got caught blindsided a little bit. Josh Murphy sneaking up on Luke Shaw, and Shaw's just hung his leg out and caught the right ankle of Josh Murphy, who seems to be in a lot of discomfort at the moment, and a fully justifiable yellow card for the Manchester United left back.
Eddie asks a good question. He wonders if Tottenham fans celebrated these Man United goals, because if Solskjaer gets the job, they won't go after Pochettino. I wonder. There's Junior Hoylett on the right hand side for Cardiff, found by a long ball. into Victor Camarasa, who's got some skill. Back to Manga. Then Hoylett tried to release Camarasa down the right hand side. It will be a throw, and it will be another long wind up for Aaron Goodison. With 35 minutes played, it's Cardiff 0, Manchester United 2 on Premier League Live. Goodison winds up the throw here on this right. Again, Sean Morrison goes towards the near post. The Cardiff captain will surely be the target. He will be. There's 4 players around him. Surely Jones had his arms on the shoulder there. There's a handball shout here, and a penalty's been given. Michael Oliver looks at the assistant referee who's given it. Marcus Rashford is the man who's handled. Rashford now having a word with the assistant referee, who's not interested in talking to him about it. Just getting the replay now on the monitors. It bounced up. The right arm goes out. It's top of the arm.
Shoulder for me.
Shoulder goes towards it. It looks like it may have hit the forearm there.
So it was a big call from the linesman, by the way. I mean, we're seeing that 3 times over on a replay.
The bicep is going to hit the bicep and roll down onto the arm a bit. We'll need to see it again. It looked like it may have done that.
I think it's higher than that, to be honest with you, but my word, what a big decision that is.
Well, it was all so comfortable for Manchester United, but Cardiff have missed penalties in recent weeks. Missed one at West Ham. Not with the chance for Victor Camarasa to get them back in this game. David De Gea up against him here. 2 Spaniards in Cardiff in English football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first game in charge to put Neil Warnock's men back in this game. Victor Camarasa with the penalty. What a penalty as well. Top corner, no chance for David De Gea. Superb strike from the Cardiff City man. And the home crowd have something to cheer. Neil Warnock's men back in the game at 2-1.
Controversial penalty decision, but dispatched with so much confidence by Victor Camarasa. He just rifled that into the top left-hand corner as he's looking at David De Gea's goal. An emphatic finish, and it's given Cardiff City a lifeline. They've been second best by a long stretch for 37 minutes of this first period, but they've got a lifeline.
Second Premier League goal for Victor Camarasa this season. Superb finish from him into the top corner. Former Spanish under-21 international, 24 years of age now, on loan from Real Betis, and that's a superb goal. But United coming back already here with Shaw down the left-hand side, fouled by Pogba. On the little outside of the right foot, ball from Pogba towards Shaw, cleared away.
You talk about timing in football. Again, away at Spurs.
Oh, they're getting a real test here against Cardiff City all of a sudden. And they're only 2-1 up as things stand. But they are coming forward here down the left-hand side. Crowd wanted a foul there by Martial. I think it was the man they were claiming fouled there. Player Camarasa, but wasn't given by the referee. Lingard took a quick shot straight at Etheridge, and now we'll see where the strength of character is for Manchester United, where the confidence is. One of the key reasons that Jose Mourinho was removed from his position, the lack of confidence around the camp. Certainly ability from many of these players won't be called into question. Herrera's done really well there under pressure in the centre circle to control and turn and find a pass right to Ashley Young. Young down the line further to Lingard. Back to Ashley Young again, leaves it for Herrera. Herrera then into Pogba, back to goal, up against Goodison, tries to turn him, tries to roll him by the Cardiff goal scorer Victor Camarasa, but did find a release. Martial now running from the right hand side, running forward, finding Pogba, back to Martial again. Great football, United. Oh, that is a vintage goal. That is a vintage goal from Manchester United. Solskjaer trying to bring back the Alex Ferguson way, and that was a 90s classic goal for Manchester United. Interplay, pace, creativity, and the finish to match. It's 3-1.
Well, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, Tom. That goal is straight out of the top drawer. The understanding, the movement, the precision of the passing. What a fantastic team goal from Manchester United. Started by Anthony Martial, into the feet of Pogba, one touch to Lingard, back into the path of Martial. Great first touch and a composure to finish beyond Neil Etheridge. A joy to watch, and that lifeline has been snatched away from Cardiff City only moments after getting themselves back into contention. Martial strikes with a fantastic team goal for Manchester United.
It's Martial's 100th appearance in the Premier League. That his 32nd goal in the competition, and still so young, just 23 years of age. Incredible. There was talk earlier this season about his future, really.
So, I mean, for someone who's been so long out of favour at Manchester United, it's not a bad return, is it? And someone that's just going to get better and better. The more love, the more confidence he's given to go and express himself. He's got all the talent after he burst onto the scene when he scored that remarkable goal against Liverpool.
Three goals.
Yeah.
3 goals in a game that Man United are involved in. It's weird, isn't it? It's almost like they're entertaining again. Oh, that's a bad challenge there from Callum Paterson, you know. Cardiff had already won the free kick, but he went to ground there. And I don't know if Mike Oliver's seen that. First, there's a foul by Pogba and Camarasa, but then Paterson went to ground and he went a bit studs up there. He didn't make a great contact, but it was a risky one.
It was, but Phil Jones did him a favour, I think, by bouncing straight up again.
That was Ashley Young. Would be calling for an ambulance. Not that he'd need it, man. But a free kick here for Cardiff, right of centre, about 40 yards from goal. Whipped it towards the back post, it was towards Morrison, it just went over his head, recovered by Harry Arter, deep cross in towards the back stick, hits the top of the crossbar and then goes out for a goal kick for Manchester United.
It was a deep free kick, wasn't it, from Camarasa? I think the danger's been avoided and Harry Arter chased the ball out. Herrera's in close proximity and Arter just swings his left foot. I think it's probably gone out of play before it hits the top of the crossbar, to be honest with you. The left foot outswinger. Ticking towards the half-time mark now. I think Warnock would have been delighted to go in at half-time, just a goal down, but a sucker punch from Anthony Martial put the impetus right back in Manchester United's favour.
3-1 United lead. Cardiff got to come forward more in the second half. Right now they're carrying the ball forward through Paterson. Done really well to get down further down the line, but his cross was bought away by United, only as far as Murphy, who then finds Arter just behind him, running in field now. Into Gunnarsson, who's behind him further. Gunnarsson turns forward, tries to find a path, does find Murphy. Back to Gunnarsson again. Murphy actually came back from an offside position. More frustration there for Cardiff City, who just for a moment, Reece, felt they were back in this game, to have it snatched away from them by Anthony Martial.
It's a cruel game of football, isn't it? I have to say the penalty was against the run of play, and Man United have dominated possession, but that goal from Manchester United, the Martial goal, was exquisite, wasn't it? From start to finish, the interplay, the one-touch passing, the movement.
And here he is again, trying to score another. Rashford found by Martial, and then Pogba with the first time strike on the edge with the right boot. And it's always swinging away from goal from Paul Pogba, who's had a growing influence on this game, no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's certainly come into it more in the last 10 minutes. On this occasion, his premeditated shot wasn't quite set for it. We're seeing a replay of the Martial goal. I don't care who you play against, whether it's Cardiff City or anybody else, that kind of movement, that pace, the accuracy, the composure, fantastic goal.
Final few moments of this half. Max has said he hopes it'll be a fresh start for Manchester United. It's been a very fresh start for Manchester United, no doubt about it. Haven't seen them play this well in 45 minutes of football all season. Right on the front foot from the outset. Fair enough, they are up against a Cardiff City side who don't like to play with the ball. We're always going to sit back today, but they really have blown them away at times. Here's Martial trying to do more of the same. Can't get away from Morrison. Good defending there from the Cardiff captain. Got his body in the way and then shepherded the ball out of play.
It was good defending. It's so difficult sometimes as a defender when you're up against a right-footed player on his wrong side. You're doing everything you possibly can to show him down the line, but when you're playing against someone like Anthony Martial with the pace he's got, you get your angles ever so slightly wrong. made to look quite foolish, but the Cardiff City captain did remarkably well there to stay with him and use his body to win back possession.
Gunnarsson adjudged to have fouled Rashford there, ball in the air. Referee says a little shove in the back from the Icelandic midfielder of Cardiff City. 3 minutes added on at the end of this half, by the way, additional time. We're a minute into the first one of those. Game almost going into its first lull as the two teams look to manage their way to half-time. United happy to be leading, and Cardiff, I suppose, is happy to still be in it.
No, they were even happier 10 minutes ago. There's only 1 goal deficit, but I think on the balance of play, that 2-goal cushion's about right.
Tug on the shirt there by Gunnarsson on Pogba. Michael Oliver now saying to Aaron Gunnarsson, can you stop fouling everyone, please? 4, he's saying. I think it might be more than that from Gunnarsson. He's got to be careful here, but I thought that was what yellow cards were for.
Well, I think the next altercation will certainly warrant a yellow card for Aaron Gunnarsson. He's just chucking himself around, isn't he, at the moment? Just bundling into people for fun.
United down the left-hand side. Pogba into Martial, found by Shaw. Lovely football. Reverse into Lingard, who's onside. Crowd don't like it, but he was. Jesse Lingard's pass, though, was very poor across the edge of the area, cleared away. And Young on the far side having a little bit of a word there with Jesse Lingard. He made the run in field.
It was good interplay again, though, wasn't it? Paul Pogba playing his role, being the pivot man in that move. Just seems to be a freedom about Manchester United's play that's been lacking under the previous regime. I know it's very easy to draw comparisons when they're 3-1 up away from home, but it seems like a pressure is lifted from these players a little bit.
There goes not the half-time whistle, but another whistle for another infringement, which seems to have been the story of so much of this game. Young into Lingard, back to Young again, down the line to Rashford. Bamber is with him, Young touches it. Both players run into each other. It's got pretty scrappy out there. United still in Cardiff territory with the ball where they'd want it. Throw in for Cardiff, which will surely be the last action of this first 45. Down the line from Cunningham, flicked on by Patterson, and there goes the half-time whistle. And it has been a really entertaining game of football. There's something I've not been able to say for Manchester United games for a long old time, and to be fair, many Cardiff matches as well. It's 3-1 to the Red Devils at the break. Goals from Rashford and Herrera before Camaras's penalty made it 2-1. Martial made it 3-1 just a few moments ago. Further analysis from Reece Weston in just a few moments' time. 3-1 at the break. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Premier League football is a truly global game, and TalkSport is the global audio partner of the Premier League.
It's a massive goal!
With live commentary of all 380 matches this season, available at TalkSport.com in English, Spanish or Mandarin every weekend.
What a goal! What a fantastic strike!
The event horizon of world-class football. Visit TalkSport.com to find out more.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
Go to TalkSport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click TalkSport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at TalkSport.com/predictor.
The Premier League Preview Show with TalkSport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
TalkSport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
We are joined on the preview show to talk about what has happened at the top of the table in the last few days by our former Premier League winger, Matthew Etherington. Adrian Clark's with us. Chris Iwelumo, fresh from the gym.
Subscribe to the podcast today at TalkSport.com and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah, who makes it 2 to Liverpool. 1 chance, 1 goal. Number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on TalkSport.com.
Half-time here at the Cardiff City Stadium between Cardiff and Manchester United. Entertaining fare so far. United 3-1 up. Pogba leaves it. Rashford hits it. Oh, it's a goal. It's the first goal of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Etheridge, unsighted, didn't move, a rocket of a shot, and already the new boss has put smiles on the faces of those from Old Trafford. Here's Herrera trying to replicate. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Ander Herrera. Smiles all around Red Devils' faces. Ander Herrera from 30 yards has found the top corner. 2-0 to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United.
What a goal, Tom. What a goal. And do you know where that came from? That came from Paul Pogba. Maintaining, keeping possession, a great disguised pass into the feet of Ander Herrera. And then Herrera letting fly from all of 25-30 yards. I'm not sure if it took a little deflection on his way through.
Surely Jones had his arms on the shoulder there. There's a handball shout here. And a penalty's been given. Michael Oliver looks at the assistant referee who's given it. Marcus Rashford is the man who's handled. Victor Camarasa with the penalty. What a penalty as well. Top corner, no chance for David De Gea. Superb strike from the Cardiff City man. Martial now running from the right-hand side, running forward. Finding Pogba. Back to Martial again. Great football, United. Oh, that is a vintage goal. That is a vintage goal from Manchester United. Yeah, let's talk about that third goal. Great football involving Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Reece Weston watching the game alongside me. It really was classic Manchester United stuff. It does look a little bit like, I know they're playing Cardiff, I get that, but it looks a little bit like the shackles are off and they're playing with what Solskjaer described as freedom.
A throwback to a bygone year, wasn't it? It was a fantastic goal. But that's what, you know, people such as myself are used to seeing from Man United teams, you know, confidence, assertiveness, directness. Yeah, and it just seems as though a pressure has been lifted from these Manchester United players, and there's nothing worse. I've played in sides where you feel that everything you do is being scrutinised, and sometimes you're in that situation where you know that nothing you do is ever good enough. And for Solskjaer to come in and just to say to the players, look, go and express yourselves. That's all he can have done in such a short space of time. But it's working because Man United have played well. Cardiff have played their part to a degree, but you know, that third goal epitomises what Manchester United used to be all about, and I'm sure Man United fans will be hoping there's much more of the same to come.
Let's talk about Mr. Marmite in midfield, Paul Pogba. What was his 45 minutes like?
Well, I think he was guilty of trying a little bit too hard at the start of the game. You know, a few stray passes, cutting a slightly forlorn figure, but as the first half progressed, he became more and more involved, and he was great for Ander Herrera's goal. He dispossessed Sol Bamba, had the presence of mind to play a nice little reverse pass into the feet of Herrera, and Herrera did the rest, obviously. But you know, he's grown in confidence as the first half has gone on. He's showing signs that, again, he could be regenerated under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Cardiff in the second half to get back into it with that one penalty strike, but of course conceded again from then. What can they do here to ruffle some United feathers?
Try and get closer to them. You know, Neil Warnock's sides are all about hard work and endeavour. Unfortunately, they've caught Man United on a very, very good day, and they haven't been good enough to get close enough to put any real pressure on them. Josh Murphy's shown signs on the left-hand side that he's going to cause Ashley Young a few problems, but apart from that, Camarasa has shown a few signs of his technical abilities. Aaron Gunnarson's kicking everyone that moves. There just needs to be a little more cohesion for them. You know, they've either got to sit back as two banks and defend solidly, or they've got to have a right go. They're kind of caught in between at the moment, Cardiff City, and consequently they're getting picked off at will. So Warner's going to have to have a little bit of a chat with them at half-time and try and figure out which one they're going to do. I think at 3-1 down, they've got to throw a bit of caution to the wind. Again, on paper, Cardiff City, we're never going to...
City beaten and put
the gloss on it, but, you know, for Palace then to have the guile and determination to hang on, because City threw the kitchen sink at them, didn't they, in the latter stages. You know, a couple of chances, Jesus missing a really good chance from about 6 or 7 yards out from a De Bruyne cross. But it's great for the Premier League. And also Chelsea losing at home to Leicester, Jamie Vardy back in scoring form. Just shakes things up a little bit, doesn't it? And Arsenal winning at home to Burnley keeps them interested in the race for the top four as well. So it's been a real mixed bag today in the Premier League.
Who knows, maybe the title race as well. Those scores in full then from today: Arsenal 3, Burnley 1. Was Arsene Hootel has already won 2 games as Southampton manager. Mark Hughes only ever won 3. And they've got West Ham up next at home. A real chance for them on the day after Boxing Day. Again, we'll bring you right here live. We mentioned 3-2 victory for Palace at Man City. Newcastle Fulham was the 0-0 you all knew it would be. And what about this? Watford as well. Victorious against West Ham, who had won 4 games in a row. 2-0 they won at London Stadium. They, at the moment, are 6th. Then Man United will retake if scores remain as they are here. Right, out of time. Let's get back to our game here. Cardiff against Manchester United. It's 3-1 at the moment to the Red Devils. Second half is next. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Live commentary of all 380 matches this season. Available at talksport.com in English, Spanish or Mandarin every weekend.
What a goal! What a fantastic strike!
The event horizon of world-class football. Visit talksport.com to find out more.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head it.
Get involved in debates, ask in-game questions to our commentary team, and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport.
Prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click talksport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at talksport.com/predictor.
The Premier League Preview Show with TalkSport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
TalkSport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the week.
Jim.
Subscribe to the podcast today at talksport.com and hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah! Who makes it 2 to Liverpool? 1 chance, 1 goal. Number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on talksport.com.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Cardiff City 1, Manchester United 3 from the Cardiff City Stadium. I'm your host, Tom Rennie. Reece Weston, former Cardiff fullback, is alongside me. You are listening to Premier League Live, and you are listening to Manchester United and Cardiff City emerging from the tunnel at the same time at the start of this second half. Doesn't seem like there's any changes for United, so I'll run through their 11 for you, starting with David De Gea in goal. It's a back four left to right of Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof, Phil Jones and Ashley Young. In midfield, Paul Pogba, Nemanja Matic and Ander Herrera. Up front, Marcus Rashford, supported by Anthony Martial and Jesse Lingard. Benches by Mata, Pereira, Fred, Dalot, Romero and Fellaini. For Cardiff, looks like it will be the same for them as well. So Neil Etheridge in goal, back four of Greg Cunningham, Sol Bamba, Sean Morrison and Bruno Manga. Aaron Gunnarsson putting his weight around in midfield with Harry Arter and Victor Camarasa. Josh Murphy and Junior Hoylett looking to provide Callum Patterson with the chances up front. Benches Peltier, Rawls, Zahor, Smithies, Reed, Mendes-Lang and Kadeem Harris. We are now back underway thanks to Michael Oliver's whistle at the Cardiff City Stadium. Manchester United kick from left to right in the second half. Red shirts, white shorts and white socks. Cardiff from right to left. Blue shirts, shorts and socks with white numbering and trim. Much hope for Cardiff in this second half? Are you sensing the supporters feel they can get back in this one, Reece?
Not if the noise inside the stadium's anything to go by. It's quite a subdued Cardiff City Stadium. Man United comfortably ahead at the moment, 3-1. I think Cardiff need to identify how they're going to go about this second period, whether they're going to press Man United or they're going to sit off and try and catch them on the break, because effectively Manchester United are in total control of their own destiny at this point in time.
Throw on the far side to United into Pogba. Gunnarsson's with him. Pogba claiming handball. Referee doesn't give it. Aaron Gunnarsson will look to carry the ball out to this left-hand side. Up towards Patterson. Won well by Lindelof. Wasn't a great ball up to the interim striker. That's the word these days, an interim caretaker striker?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll go and buy someone, Cardiff, in January to play up front?
I think they'd be advisable to at least have a look, because banking on Callum Patterson to get you another 4 or more goals between now and the end of the season is a gamble as such, if he's your biggest goal threat, with the greatest respect to him.
Currently sitting on 14 points in the Premier League, Cardiff, a couple of points away from Burnley in the relegation zone, lost earlier today. Southampton on the charge, 2 wins under Ralph Hasenhüttl. Something you surely would never have seen coming under Mark Hughes, as Patterson is fouled by Lindelof on the halfway. United fans in the audience, where are you listening? Peter is in New Zealand, tuned in. He says he's glad the Red Devils are back, and if he wants that third goal later, I think it's going to be hard to argue with Peter's assessment.
Wasn't too dissimilar to Arsenal's famous goal against Norwich, wasn't it?
No, I don't remember it, mate.
No?
No one remembers that one.
I do. It's etched into my memory.
Who scored it in the end?
Jack Wilshere, wasn't it?
No, I never heard of him.
No. He's one of West Ham's finest now, isn't he?
Never heard of him, mate.
But no, joking aside, have a look at that Man United goal from the first period, the third goal. Fantastic team goal.
Really great interplay between Pogba, Martial and Rashford. Players that maybe never quite got to their best under Jose Mourinho. Here's Ander Herrera, a player who was much changed under Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. Today scoring the second goal, getting forward. I've got to say, it was a surprise to me that Ander Herrera was in the side today. As such a Mourinho lieutenant. Here's another one of those players, Ashley Young now on the right.
I guess it also comes down to the reaction Solskjaer's seen from the players during the week in training. And Herrera, he divides opinion. You know, he's one of those, I refer to him as an annoying player in the sense that he's busy, he gets about the pitch, he's niggly, he snaps into tackles, he doesn't like being kicked in return, but he's effective. And again, if his teammates respect him and want to play with him, and that's what counts effectively.
United trying to work their way down the right hand side. Header goes back to Neil Etheridge, who gathers. It's fair to say the second half hasn't started with any fireworks here for either side. Wonder what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said to his players at half time. The game is 1 at this point. Close it up. Or they look for a fourth, a fifth?
I think it will naturally progress that way because Cardiff City are going to have to come looking to try and get back into the game. Man United effectively don't have to do anything else to change the dynamic. You know, they've got themselves 3 goals to 1 ahead. The onus is on Cardiff City now to make all the running. So I think United can be patient, and chances will certainly present themselves as time ticks on.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Michael Carrick in deep discussion in the technical area. As United have a throw in, which is taken by Ashley Young. And then Pogba goes forward to Rashford. Rashford trying to beat Sol Bamba, but he's such a strong physical presence. Sol Bamba treats the ball so preciously in that defensive role.
Yeah, he did well there. Initially Sol Bamba, then gave the ball away.
United will come again though with Martial and Rashford combining. Shot by Rashford, saved by Neil Etheridge, who goes to ground and fingertips that shot away. Not quite sure it was on target by Rashford. No one following in. Corner Manchester United.
Good play once again. Great disguised pass by Anthony Martial as he came in off his left wing. And Rashford just flashing one across goal. Etheridge didn't want to take any chances. Fingertip save, but as you say, Tom, I don't think it was going to trouble the goal particularly, but the Cardiff City keeper decided he couldn't take any chances.
Corner United. Ashley Young will take it. Outswinger with the right boot towards the edge of the 6-yard box, away by Bamba. Didn't quite meet it as firmly as he would like there, Sol Bamba, but did manage to get the ball away up towards the halfway, where Lindelof looks into Pogba again, caught by Gunnarsson. That's what, the 100th foul by Aaron Gunnarsson in this game, and I think Michael Oliver's saying you get booked as soon as the ball goes out of play to him there. You already told him you would.
It's just a cumulative racking up of fouls, isn't it, Aaron Gunnarsson? And not subtle either.
Lingard to Pogba to Rashford. Rashford in the area. Cunningham's done well. Went to ground there. Greg Cunningham got a really good challenge in before Rashford could pull the trigger.
It was a great last-ditch tackle, wasn't it, by Greg Cunningham? Lingard involved once again into the path of Pogba to Rashford. Rashford showing his pace, but Cunningham never gave up, and last-ditch sliding tackle just diverted the ball back to his goalkeeper.
Oh, Harry Arter with a punt forward to nowhere. No chance for Callum Patterson to get on the end of that one. Bounces through to the goalkeeper David De Gea, and they just look devoid of ideas, don't they, Cardiff City?
They do at the moment. I can only imagine it's a changes in the forefront of Neil Warnock's mind. Perhaps Kenneth Tahore, depending how fit he is, a bit more of a focal point for the attack. If not, just go and give Patterson some support up front. He's really isolated at the moment.
Mendes Lang and Kadeem Harris and Bobby Reid, they're all players who can carry the ball as well. They've got options on that bench, Cardiff City. Junior Hoyle, Josh Murphy having little impact in this second period as Shaw looks down the line to Pogba, lets the ball roll across his body and gets there before Morrison, right on the touchline on the far side. Martial then tries a 1-2 with Shaw, which Morrison just blasts into touch. No messing around from Shaw Morrison. Will be a throw into Manchester United. Seeing on the monitors here the good defending that Cunningham did there, just to get his body in the way before Rashford could get the shot off. It really was good defending.
It's his first touch, wasn't it, Marcus Rashford? He didn't quite gather the ball into his stride from that reverse pass by Paul Pogba. Take nothing away from the challenge by Greg Cunningham. He did really well to stay with him.
It's Herrera with a chip forward towards Rashford, away by Morrison, then Gunnarsson. Poor control. Pogba nearly nicked it. Herrera's won it back from Bruno Manga. He carries United forward. Martial back to Pogba. Pogba on the edge, tries to shoot, blocked by Bamba. Gets his body in the way, doesn't he, Sol Bamba, of so much. A real commanding physical presence. Breaking play here as Aaron Gunnarsson has gone down holding his ankle.
A bit calmer maybe, Aaron Gunnarsson on the receiving end of a challenge.
Now Michael Oliver's calling the treatment of Aaron Gunnarsson, which, is he rejecting the treatment? I can't quite understand what they're annoyed about here.
Well, here's the referee's prerogative to call the trainer on, should he be required. Aaron Gunnarsson is saying, I didn't ask for it. Unfortunately, have to leave the field of play now for Cardiff City. Or will he not? Maybe the referee's made an exception.
Gunnarsson has certainly thrown his weight around today, but had a great deal of impact on the game. He's now back on that far side, having had almost 3 seconds worth of treatment. United on the ball, just inside Cardiff territory with Jesse Lingard. Edging his way forward, trying to release Rashford. Gunnarsson with a pass back to Etheridge, just massively overhit. But luckily for him, was right at the goalkeeper, who cleared it.
That could have been an absolute disaster from Aaron Gunnarsson. Now he's fired that back to Neil Etheridge, who was on his way out of his goal. Managed to adjust his feet.
Lovely ball here into Lingard on the edge, away from Bamba. Still in the area, Lingard. He's gone down. Oh, he's got a penalty as well. Well, I couldn't see that coming. He bundled his way forward there, Jesse Lingard. Looked like he just fell over as the ball ran away from him, and Michael Oliver was given a penalty. So Bamba can't quite believe it, and I've got to say I'm a bit perplexed as well. Watching it again on the replay,
I'm baffled.
There's no penalty there at all.
No. He's left. As Greg Cunningham's gone over.
No.
And Jesse Lindberg has just left his leg trailing. He's bought that for me, Jesse Lingard. And Michael Oliver is obviously feeling guilty for the penalty he gave to Cardiff City in the first half. He's been sold one there, hasn't he, the referee? That's, I'm going to say embarrassing. And just when you think...
United have scored 3 already in this game. It was 3 first half goals in a Premier League away game for the first time in over a year. Will there be a 4th? Yes, there will. Jesse Lingard sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, converts the penalty that he won, does a stupid little dance as well. Celebrating cheating, not great to see. However, he has scored the 4th goal, and Man United in a commanding position now in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first game in charge. Jose Mourinho, no one remembers him round here. It's 4-1.
But you know what? He's taking full advantage of the situation, Jesse Lingard. It's a calm penalty, dispatched with confidence, but Michael Oliver's been sold the absolute dream there, hasn't he, by Jesse Lingard. Lingard did well initially to get away from the first challenge. Cunningham's tripped over his own feet, and Lingard's taken full advantage of that. Just left his leg trailing, bought the contact, gone over.
We're seeing the replay of it again. I mean, it's not even close to being a penalty. It's a pathetic decision. It was so obviously not a penalty. Oh, well, there you go. Sorry, Cardiff, you've been done now. What have they got in response? Here's Gunnarsson. Outright to Hoylett. Turns away from his man. Can't get away from Pogba, though, and United could really crush Cardiff here. As Lingard carries them forward up against Gunnarsson. And Gunnarsson's trying not to foul him, but Lingard is sort of pushing himself into Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson almost let him go. Eventually he has got the booking he's long since deserved, Aaron Gunnarsson, but this one, I don't know, maybe he got sold a bit himself.
It's just a gentleman's agreement. That was going to be a free kick, wasn't it? And unfortunately for Aaron Gunnarsson, the 10 fouls that have gone before that have played its way into the referee's notebook. But again, the grander scheme of things, it's not going to have a huge impact on the course of this game. But we need to see these kind of things being eradicated, don't we, from the game?
I mean, surely VAR wouldn't give that penalty. If that's a penalty, I honestly don't know what a foul is. As Ashley Young whips this one in, it's away at the near post for Cardiff. And surely in the VAR world, which we're in from next season, that's a dive from Jesse Lingard and the Cardiff free kick. Or maybe nothing. As Cardiff win a free kick here for a foul by Phil Jones. A few smiles on the faces of Man United players, another rarity. Not something we've seen a great deal of, is it?
No, it's not. And again, it's not their fault. The referees bought that decision. And they have played well, United, but I'm still reading from the fact that he's been conned so badly, but still well over half an hour to play. I'm sure there's plenty more action to come.
Looks like Cardiff are set to make a change. And why not? Whatever they've been trying today, it hasn't really come off for them. And they're going to need to see some improvements in the next half an hour or so, because there is still a long way to go, and if they really wanted to here, Manchester United could put on a big victory. There's a long way to go for Cardiff to try and survive. Here is Ander Herrera into Pogba, back to Phil Jones, who goes right to Lindelof. Well, despite the way that fourth goal was awarded, you wouldn't begrudge Man United a fourth goal, considering the dominance they have had in this game.
At half-time at 3-1, the game's not dead and buried by any stretch, and if Cardiff City could have come out and taken the game to Manchester United earlier on, it could have been a different game altogether, but unfortunately from a Cardiff perspective that hasn't happened, and Man United are very, very comfortable.
And here comes Paul Pogba, lip of the centre circle, finds Martial to his left. Martial in the area, challenged by Arter, breaks to Shaw, shot from him, away for a corner on the far side to Manchester United. 60 minutes gone. It's Cardiff 1, Manchester United 4 on Premier League Live.
Being opened up at will now, the Bluebirds. Anthony Martial and the combination of Anthony Martial and Luke Shaw on this occasion, as we're seeing the change for Cardiff City. Harry Arter's being withdrawn.
Yeah, he's grafted away, Harry Arter, as he always will in the centre of midfield. Will be replaced by Kenneth Zohore up front. More attack-minded player. Had to do it, really. Did Neil Warnock.
Let's try and get some support up to Callum Patterson, really. I mean, that's where Cardiff have really struggled.
Corner on the attacking left-hand side for Manchester United. Young with it towards the near, it's away by Mango as far as Herrera, whose shot will bobble wide. Interested now when they line up to see exactly where Kenneth Zohore lines up. Signed after a successful loan spell at the club. Will he go up top alongside Patterson? Will they go to more of a 4-4-2 maybe?
I think that's their only real option at this point in time, because all the balls they've played forward, Patterson scrapped for them, but he's had no real quality into him. It looks like Patterson's actually dropped a little bit deeper into midfield now, and they've pushed forward with a 3. Murphy, Hoylett and Zohore. Patterson's dropped into midfield alongside Camarasa.
Martial turning away from Gunnarsson. Once but not twice. Gunnarsson with the challenge, hit Martial last. Frenchman can't believe it. Throwing down the line, trying to find Patterson. Zohore's challenge breaks towards Jesse Lingard. Lingard back to Shaw. Shaw will find Phil Jones behind him. Right to Lindelof, who gets away from challenge and drives forward here. Victor Lindelof, where's this come from? Slips in Marcus Rashford! Oh, it's just gone wide. What a goal that would have been. Victor Lindelof suddenly becomes a creative midfielder. No one stopped him. And you've got to say Rashford should have made it 5.
It's great play by Victor Lindelof, but it's so easy, isn't it? He's just run 30-40 yards, completely unopposed. Neil Warnock will be absolutely raging. The Man United defender's been able to carry the ball so far without a challenge being put on him, and it's a great ball as well into the feet of Rashford. And it's a good save actually by Neil Etheridge. He's just stayed big, and it's flicked off his hip of all things and just gone the wrong side of the post from a Manchester United perspective. The referee's missed it, of course, and given a goal kick.
How tough is it, Reece, in this situation when you know the game is lost? There surely won't be a single Cardiff player who thinks they can get back in this game.
You're on a hiding to nothing. From Neil Warner's perspective, he's just going to want to see people putting in a shift. And the problem is, the harder you graft, the more you press to try and get back in the game, the more space you leave. And Manchester United have got the quality to expose that. The worst case scenario for United is they lose. For Cardiff is they lose this 4-1. If they lose 6 or 7, then it's so damaging. There's that fine balance, isn't it? between giving a good account of yourself and not being embarrassed. And Neil Warnock's experienced enough to know how to deal with the situation. Again, it's a game that they weren't expecting to win, but
we're coming forward here on the left-hand side. So Hall found by Patterson. Cross breaks towards Murphy, who gets the shot away, and it's a great save by David De Gea. Josh Murphy with the effort, got the angles all right, real good power. De Gea with the stop.
Yeah, top quality save from David De Gea. Josh Murphy, who's been one of Cardiff's better players, just a good first touch, used the bodies in front of him. Lindelof to bend it around him. It's arrowing towards that far corner. De Gea saw it late, but a strong palm away. No rebounds given. Hoylett was lurking, wasn't he, to tap that in.
Corner comes in towards the near post, headed towards goal by Bambo, who kind of got his angles wrong there. He got the header, but it goes a long way wide. It's kept on by United, who look to counter-attack. Up to Martial already on the halfway line. Rashford back to Martial. Lovely interplay again between those two, and now it's out left to Lingard. Brilliant play by United in the area already. Martial being held up, then Pogba, then Martial. Cardiff now back in shape, but Man United still on the ball. Matic finds Herrera, happy to keep possession in Cardiff territory. Solskjaer's men. Luke Shaw in the corner of the area, back to Pogba again. Pogba into Lingard, back to Paul Pogba. Matic, left to Shaw. And they've had the ball since the Cardiff corner here, and eventually there's a foul on Luke Shaw by Junior Hoylett on that far side, and it's a chance for United, well, I would say, to cross the ball in, but I'm not too sure they will.
No, but what's been impressive as well for Manchester United, they're not passing for show, they're passing with purpose. Even though they're 4 goals to 1 ahead, there's been no showboating as of yet. They're just passing with purpose, making Cardiff work for every single blade of grass, and it's been a really professional performance from Solskjaer's men thus far.
And here's Martial trying to beat Camarasa on the edge. He's done well there, the Spanish midfielder, to stop Martial getting shooting space, and then Rashford has fouled Cunningham as Cardiff look to carry the ball up the field. It will be a free kick to Cardiff City. Big round of applause from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Mike Phelan on the edge of their technical area for their players. A lot's been spoken about Phelan coming back to the club as well. When David Moyes came in, he removed Sir Alex Ferguson's backroom staff for his own, and there are many, Reece, who say that was the start of the downfall for Manchester United.
I understand the reasoning behind it, because a manager that's been successful elsewhere has got his own methodology, but Man United's a different beast altogether, isn't it? You know, there's instant expectation, and you need people around you that understand what's expected of you as Manchester United manager.
That's exactly what Mike Phelan knows, and exactly what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows as well in this 6-month job interview of sorts. Herrera in the centre circle, back to Lindelof, finds Herrera again, back to Victor Lindelof. Right now to Jesse Lingard, who's got Bamba for company, pulling Cardiff left and right and left, out of position, all over the shop. There's been such a dominant performance in possession for Manchester United, who have had, across this 67 minutes of action, 77% of the ball.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? And Cardiff City are loath to press them as well, because they're just getting picked off. Every time they come out of their positions, Man United are getting into the space they've vacated. It's such a difficult thing, the balance to try and find between pressing and holding your shape, and United have exploited that to the fullest this afternoon.
500 passes made by Manchester United. Pass accuracy of around 87%. Not sure they had that many passes in their last 5 games combined. And 4 goals to boot, as they lead here by 4 goals to 1. Junior Hoylett looking to get Cardiff back in the game here, brings them forward, finds Bruno Manga, who's a centre-half by trade, playing at right back. It's a poor challenge there by Pogba on Hoylett. Went in from behind there, and that should probably be a yellow card there for Paul Pogba.
Unnecessary challenge, wasn't it, really? A little scissor action from behind. No need whatsoever for Paul Pogba to go to the ground there. He had Hoylett comfortably facing away from goal. A bit of rush of blood, perhaps.
Oh, yellow card for Paul Pogba, much to the irritation of Aaron Gunnarsson, who's got some nerve. Telling someone else should have been booked.
I'll make him right, though. Poor challenge from Pogba, wasn't it?
Probably, but Gunnarsson could have been booked 7 times. Got a free kick for Cardiff. Got to be a good delivery here from them. Camarasa's ball is good. It's won by Patterson. Well, they got everything right there, Cardiff, but Callum Patterson's header goes over the top.
Half chance, wasn't there, for Callum Patterson? Good ball into the box. Camarasa on the money once again. Patterson just gets the lead on Phil Jones, and Paul Pogba can't get his header on target, unfortunately.
Some really great deliveries today from both teams, but no one has really been able to capitalise on them.
What the future holds for that man, Fred, whether he'll feature heavily under Gunnar Solskjaer. Significant investment, wasn't it, made in his services in the summer?
Didn't even make the squad against Liverpool. Not injured, just didn't make the squad. Rashford with a drive forward. They just turned the shoulder and started running, haven't they? All gain United. Here's Pogba from distance. Oh, that's a good effort. It's saved by Etheridge. Trying to curl it in the top corner, maybe a bit too central. But another one. They're happy to take shots. They're trying to run at you. You know, it's been such a great attacking performance at times with some of these players.
Yeah, the shackles have been well and truly taken off, haven't they? It's a good save by Neil Etheridge from Paul Pogba's long-range effort.
20 minutes remaining here. 4-1 to Manchester United. Young with the corner on the right. Smile on his face as he takes it. United's 7th corner of the match. Right arm goes up. Ball delivered in. Flicked away as far as Jones, who volleys a goal. Another chance for Manchester United. Another one. That's well saved by Neil Etheridge. Conceded 4 in this game, but he has made some real smart stops, hasn't he, Etheridge?
He has. He's saved Cardiff's blushes on more than one occasion. And good technique from Phil Jones. The ball's flicked onto the near post. It's come to him, slightly behind him. He's managed to get his shot on target. Good clean hands by Neil Etheridge, gathering that ball in, didn't spill it.
On the left-hand side, Cardiff City trying to create a chance. A chip cross towards the back post towards Patterson, who's won it. A good win as well against Luke Shaw, but all he could do is head the ball forward, not really at goal. He thinks it's come off Shaw last. Assistant disagrees.
Yeah, has. He's probably right as well, but good defending again from Luke Shaw. He's done everything that's been asked of him defensively this afternoon. A couple of brave headers, last-ditch defending.
Field from United. Gunnarsson beats Martial to it. Back towards Bruno Manga, whose pass goes straight out of play. It's not been a successful experiment for Bruno Manga, right back this evening. And you can see why Cardiff have got some issues, because they've got a right back playing up front, a centre half playing on the up front. I mean, there's issues everywhere at the moment. Lots of square pegs, lots of round holes.
Yeah. We're going to see the introduction of Kadeem Harris imminently.
Probably put him on in goal.
Why not? Headed up front, Harris in goal.
Well, they've brought on some attacking talent, that's for sure. They've got players who can score goals. They've got players who've got pace. They've got players who can create. Kadeem Harris has all those skills and capabilities.
Maybe not at this level, that's the problem.
25 years of age now. I do feel like it was going to happen for him. It has to happen this season at this level. Not sure there'll be anyone trying to buy him should Cardiff not be in the Premier League next year, as Victor Lindelof is adjudged to have fouled Kenan Sahor here. It's out on this near side. Cardiff striker controlled it and took a bit of a whack on the back of the head for his efforts. Maybe a little knee as well to the head. What exactly has that been given for? I'm not quite sure.
He's crouched to try and win that, Zahor, hasn't he? Maybe taking a knee to the side of the head. Says Junior Hoylett departs for Cardiff City.
What a shame for Junior Hoylett today, because he's done his best work this season for me on the left-hand side, and they've played him on the right. Harris looks a little bit lost, to be fair. Kadeem Harris here for the last 7.5 years. He's now on. Straight swap. Freak on the left-hand side for Cardiff. Camarasa will take it. Good delivery too. Bambury's there. Oh, he should have scored. Big Sol Bamba, always a threat in these situations. Got higher than anybody else. And heads wide from about 6 yards out.
Yeah, once again, great delivery from Camarasa. Bamba up early, all over the top of Phil Jones. Just can't divert his head to the right side of David De Gea's upright. It probably was a foul in all fairness, with Big Sol Bamba using both arms to climb on the back of Phil Jones, but once he won that ball, he should have done better, really.
Could have been the moment that sparked Cardiff back into life. It's a high challenge there on Craig Cunningham from Rashford. Will be a free kick to Cardiff, midway inside their own half on the left-hand side. 15 minutes remaining. For those just joining us, it's 4-1 to Manchester United. Early goals from Rashford and Herrera. Camarasa's penalty got the Bluebirds back in the game before Martial and then Jesse Lingard in the second half from the penalty spot. Put United into this commanding and dominant lead. Some controversy over Lingard's penalty, which he dived to win. Very, 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 very soft. Like ice cream left out in the sun for a week. However, it was given and was converted. And the scoreline doesn't flatter United as Cardiff work their way into the United penalty area. Shot on the edge is blocked. Broke to Murphy, who couldn't keep it on. And they're just having these little half moments, aren't they, Cardiff now?
Yeah, and Zahore's he's made an impact since he's come on. He's worked the channels, he's held the ball up well, he's bringing his teammates, giving his teammates an opportunity to get involved in the play. So that little bit of quality is lacking in the final third for Cardiff City. It's very, very comfortable for United at the moment. Haven't really got out of second gear in the second period.
Tough time to play the top six for Cardiff City at Christmas, where they take on sides whose squads are bigger. And that's usually where those big clubs start to pull away from the rest. They have got games coming up in the next few weeks that are a bit more winnable, if you like. They've got Huddersfield coming up soon. Next up is Crystal Palace, who of course beat Man City today, but they have struggled at home all season long. Trip to Leicester, Spurs here, Huddersfield, Newcastle, all coming up, so maybe some games they might fancy getting something from. This was not a good time to play Manchester United as Gunnarsson fires a long throw into Morrison. Does flick it on this time. It's away from Pogba. Martial then lobs it over his own head, but Manga will recover it. Gunnarsson will then try and lob it forward. It's away by Pogba. A big hoof upfield. That's going to be chased down by Rashford. Etheridge has read that superbly. Comes all the way to the halfway, but his header has only found Martial on the left-hand side. Can't find the space to shoot. Back to Paul Pogba, who chips it forward. Cunningham's dealt with it well. Always backtracking. Managed to get that one away. Now it's looped upfield towards Zahor. Will get there before Lindelof. And he's in the area too. Kenneth Zahor! Oh, the shot is saved by the leg of David De Gea. Well, I'm sure there'll be questions about why United just got done by a big hoof upfield. So it's because Reece thinks someone's playing him onside, isn't it?
It's because Phil Jones was a little bit lazy in coming up with his central defensive partner Victor Lindelof, and he's settled Lindelof down the river massively there, isn't he?
Once again, David De Gea's been called into action for the second time in this half. He's made a good stop. Marasa's ball in. Went the near post by Nemanja Matic. Another chance for Aaron Gunnarsson to wind up the long throw. Reece, the man you mentioned a few minutes ago, what's his future at Old Trafford? Looks like Fred is going to be coming on either now or, in fact, we'll have the throw first. Gunnarsson's ball towards Morrison again. Straight away by Matic for another throw for Aaron Gunnarsson. I mean, they don't have to throw it to Morrison every time, do they?
I don't have to, no. I'm not quite sure how much control Gunnarson's got over this throw, to be honest with you.
Here he is again, to Morrison again at the near post for the 20th time in the game. Off by Matic, and there'll be another long throw. Who will be the target?
He's not gaining much ground with this throw either. Morrison's having to run an awful long way to try and challenge for this.
There's Rory Delap when you need him.
That's better.
Towards him again. Again, he can't win it, but I mean, they put 2 or 3 players on him at every throw because they know that's where it's going. Try someone else. Makes no sense as Cunningham's been beaten by Rashford here, and then Cunningham's had to bring down Marcus Rashford, and he had to say there to the ref, there's another player, so don't send me off. He got lucky there, Rashford, with the ricochet into his path, but then Greg Cunningham, I think, got quite lucky. There was a covering defender, because that's not a good challenge.
It's an awful challenge, and he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew he was going to be second best in that foot race. He was up on his feet like a shot, wasn't he, to show the referee that it was a covering tackle coming across.
Marcus Rashford will be the player to vacate. He had a very good night at the Cardiff City Stadium. He opened the scoring on 3 minutes, involved heavily in everything good about Manchester United this evening. Fred on to replace him for the final 12 minutes.
Yeah, Rashford, again, he's a young player with a huge, bright future ahead of him. Again, he was in and out under Mourinho, played more regularly this season, but a bright spark and someone I think is going to play a huge part for both club and country in years to come.
Down the line towards Anthony Martial. Bamber read it well. Tripped by Martial. Free kick to Cardiff, which they take short and in field. 10 minutes remaining. Cardiff 1, Manchester United 4. A reminder, we are back with you tomorrow. More games before Christmas. Everton up against Tottenham. I'm sure there'll be Tottenham fans really interested in all the action that's happened on Saturday. The loss for City opens it up a bit at the top of the table. People will scoff at it. I'm sure there'll be Arsenal supporters and former players, maybe not saying too far from me now, who think Tottenham aren't in the title race. I'm telling you right now, they are. You're in it till you're not.
That's based solely on your opinion, though, right?
Well, everything is based on my opinion, that I say, mate. But I mean, they win tomorrow.
Yes, it's true.
Against Everton, they go to 42 points. That's 6 behind Liverpool. That's just 2 behind Man City. They've got Harry Kane. You know what I mean? They've got Eriksen. They've got Ali. They've got all the Virels. Basically, all players who definitely get into the Arsenal team.
Touché, brother Thomas. Touché.
Plenty of players that will get into both of the teams you're watching tonight as well. Maybe the manager as well might make his way to Old Trafford.
Controversial, but absolutely. Pochettino's stock has risen considerably since he made the switch from Southampton to Tottenham. I'll tell you what, if he can mount a serious challenge for the title this season without signing a single player, surely that's well going to be one of the greatest achievements in modern football. In terms of bucking the trend and not bowing to peer pressure. Yes, of course, the purse strings have been tight because of the development of their stadium, but to be able to go into a season with the same crop of players you finish the season with would be an outstanding achievement.
Reece, if Tottenham mount a title challenge and don't back Maurizio Pochettino to try and keep him at the club, that's got to go down as one of the biggest bonehead decisions in the history of football, hasn't it?
Correct.
We will see in the coming months if United make the approach, if Pochettino goes, and what Tottenham do next, and whether they actually are able to keep him. As Cardiff crossed the ball in beautifully here towards Patterson, who actually headed the ball away from the runner there. May have been Harris coming in from that right-hand side, who looked favourite to turn it home. Another half chance goes begging as Fred gives it away sloppily on the halfway to Camarasa.
I can imagine there wasn't a call from Kadeem Harris when that ball came into the box there. He looked favourite to win it, didn't he? Callum Patterson almost trying to duck out the way of the cross. Inadvertently headed it away from goal.
Fred's had some tough moments since coming on. A few minutes ago for Rashford. Just seeing it again here with Callum Patterson. Just couldn't get out of the way.
I think Harris could have... A loud shout would have made him favourite for that.
Yeah, change here. Gunnarsson is going off. It has been a hard-working display from Aaron Gunnarsson. He's put a lot of effort in, covered a lot of ground. Joe Rawls is on to replace him. Another player who likes to put himself about in the centre of midfield and already has given a free kick away within seconds of coming on. He's brought Fred down.
He's taken up the challenge from his compatriot Aaron Gunnarsson.
10 fouls per booking. Well, the game is petering out a little bit here. Man United have already scored their 4, not really pushing for a 5th. Cardiff having some half chances, but one shot from Murphy's side, not really getting through on David De Gea with any great conviction. Just wonder whether some players thinking about Christmas, another game coming up in a couple of days, might just be managing their way to the end and happy with the scoreline as is.
Yeah, there's certainly an air of resignation from the Cardiff City players at this point in time, but as you say, it's a horribly busy period for players at this time of year. Neil Warnock could be aware of that. This game is done and dusted. He's got more pressing matters at hand coming up in the weeks to come.
United, as Reece mentioned earlier on, back in action on Boxing Day at home against Huddersfield. Cardiff and Huddersfield. It's about as soft a touch as you want when you're about to take over at Old Trafford, isn't it? You know, if you're offended by that, people always say no offence with all those sorts of things. I'm not saying no offence, that's exactly what you'd want.
Newcastle away as well.
Beautiful.
Winnable game. And then Spurs on the 13th of Jan.
Worst home record in the top 4 flights of English football, Newcastle. It's exactly where you'd want to go straight after this. Which is in the mix for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who himself wants to be in the mix for this job on a permanent basis. United in the Cardiff half with Fred in the centre of the pitch. Nice ball out left to find Pogba. Pogba tries to cut it back towards Martial. It's Bruno Mango who just humps it upfield to nowhere, really. Just got to be better than that, I'm afraid. I know the game's over, but there's no pressure on him. There's 3 players to aim for. It's just a wild swipe, that. A tired swipe, maybe. He's had to work hard. He's not in the right position, but I just can't let him off that, I'm afraid.
This is where the golfing class becomes evident, because no matter how hard you try sometimes, you just know it's not good enough. And unfortunately, at this point in time, the golf is such that there's nothing that Cardiff City can do to alter the course of this game. I know we only got 5 minutes plus stoppages to come. It looks like Marouane Fellaini's coming on.
Yeah, Pereira looks like he's getting ready as well. The man who's been linked with a move away from Manchester United in January. Marouane Fellaini linked with a move away from Man United in every window. Oh, such a Mourinho player. On the left-hand side, Cardiff coming forward with Harris. Deep cross towards Murphy. Clatters into Shaw. Neither head the ball. Referee allows play to go on as Pogba carries United upfield into Martial. Lingard wants it. Here he is now up against Morrison. Lingard running infield. Oh, he looked for a return ball which Martial wasn't looking for, and Cardiff get lucky and smuggle that ball away.
Bit leggy from Jesse Lingard at the end there, wasn't it? He had the option of playing Anthony Martial in. Looks like Martial's numbers gone up. You can see a despondent look towards the bench. He trudges off, but he's had a good afternoon's work.
Another really good performance from Anthony Martial, scoring his 8th Premier League goal this season. The 500th goal scored in the Premier League this season across the clubs, in Martial's 100th league game for Manchester United, and scored the 3rd goal, which was really the decisive goal in the match.
Yeah, I think that was the defining moment, wasn't it? After Cardiff City had pegged United back to 2-1, to concede so quickly after that, and to such a great goal, great team goal from Man United perspective, and that really broke the spirit of Cardiff City, and they haven't fully recovered from that. And of course the 4th goal, controversial Lingard penalty. It's the final nail in the coffin.
Pereira started the first 2 league games of this season for Manchester United. Haven't seen a great deal of him since. Nemanja Matic, the man that's gone off for him. We are back underway for 3 minutes less. A reminder that we are going to be back with you on Boxing Day after tomorrow's game between Everton and Tottenham for a full programme of games. A long old day as well. We're going to be on from UK time at 12 o'clock in the afternoon all the way through to 9:30 in the evening. So 9.5 hours of non-stop festive football for you, as Cardiff fire a long ball upfield, away by Lindelof in his own penalty area. Matches on Boxing Day include Fulham up against Wolves, which we start the day with. We'll also bring you Liverpool up against Newcastle United. We'll bring you Brighton up against Arsenal. And we'll round the day off with Watford, who are back down to 7th, with United winning here up against Chelsea, who lost today against Leicester. And with City losing, with Chelsea losing, all of a sudden the Premier League becomes anyone's ball game on Boxing Day, as Camarasa puts this corner in. Won by De Gea. Little push on in by Patterson. The players know this game's over to such a degree they couldn't be bothered to row about it. Rolled out to Herrera. United looking for a 5th. Out on that left-hand side is Pereira. A couple of nice step-overs from him, but he's been robbed on the edge by Rawls. Breaks to Fred. Back heel pass to Herrera. Fred again. Running in field, chipping crossfield, finding the United skipper, Ashley Young. Back in field now to Fellaini. Pogba will then find Jones. First time pass to Herrera. Back to Fred. Out left now to Pereira. Fred again. Just trying to get Fred as many touches as possible, it seems, out there in the centre of midfield. Seems to be the man everyone's aiming for. Big money signing, £50 million plus. Barely had a good minute in a Man United shirt under Mourinho, and Solskjaer unlocked the potential the club see in this man as Pogba slips the ball forward in the penalty area, and it will be a 5-star show for Manchester United. Goal for Jesse Lingard, gets around the goalkeeper, scores his second of the half, second of the match. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer blows away the cobwebs of the misery that was Jose Mourinho, and Manchester United score 5 away from home.
Well, another great goal from a Man United perspective. Cardiff City completely deflated. Paul Pogba involved once again. It must have been a series of 10-15 passes before Sol Bamba intervened, but he was dispossessed in midfield by Ander Herrera. Fred into the feet of Pogba. Great weighted through ball, the wrong side of Sean Morrison. And Lingard had the composure and presence of mind to round near Leatheridge and roll the ball into an empty net. Another good goal from Man United perspective. 5 for United on the night. Ole Solskjaer announces his arrival back at Old Trafford emphatically.
Well, the players may have down tools. Mourinho specifically, Pogba and Lingard accused of doing just that. Well, the tools are up now, and that's a warning to the Premier League. Manchester United are back. Say what you want about the quality of the opposition, say what you want about the way this game has gone, but some of the goals have been of the highest calibre here. And haven't those travelling fans just loved it at the Cardiff City Stadium? We'll go through the history books right now to try and tell you the last time Man U scored 5 goals away from home. I think it was probably West Brom, which was Alex Ferguson's last game in charge. In fact, I'm just having that confirmed for me right now. It's the first time United has scored 5 goals away from home since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club.
Well, is that an omen, Tom? 3 minutes of stoppage time. Mercifully for Cardiff City, I would suggest.
Every time I see something like this, I always think about Ralph Wiggum in The Simpsons. Somebody stop it, they're already dead. And it has been that way for such a long time, hasn't it?
Well, credit United, though. You know, they've kept going. They haven't been flashed. They haven't showboated. They've been professional. And that goal from Jesse Lingard a moment ago was class, wasn't it? The ball from Pogba, the finish from Lingard. It's been a really professional performance for Manchester United.
And don't they just love it, the travelling Manchester United fans in the Cardiff City Stadium. And it's going to be a happy Christmas for many of them. To their credit, many stayed with Jose Mourinho. You could audibly hear them cheering the manager, even during some of the darkest and most dire performances. But I'm not too sure many would have shed a tear at the Portuguese departure a few days ago. Just 4 days ago that happened.
Incredible, isn't it?
Feels like a lifetime.
Also, I'm sure the Manchester United fans aren't that fickle to think that everything has been remedied now with this one performance. Seeing Kadeem Harris just blasting the ball behind. You know, it's a step in the right direction for Man United, isn't it? But no more than that at this point in time. Vitally important that the new regime got off to a winning start, and they've done that emphatically. And it's what's to come that's going to define them and Solskjaer's success at Man United.
Cardiff again desperately just trying to toss the ball forward and create a half chance, something. But unfortunately, once again it comes to nothing. United play some lovely football up toward the halfway line. Will there be any time left for a 6th goal? Lovely turn away from Rawls by Pereira. It's left to short. There won't be any further time. Manchester United start the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era with a thrashing of Cardiff City that Sir Alex would have been proud of. The star of the great team of 1999, who scored the goal, who won them the Champions League, has now led United to smiles at Christmas and a 5-1 win. Let's get the very best of the action from the Cardiff City Stadium. Believes it. Rashford hits it. Oh, it's a goal. It's the first goal of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Here's Herrera trying to replicate. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Ander Herrera. Smiles all around Red Devils' faces. Surely Jones had his arms on the shoulder there. There's a handball shout here. And a penalty's been given. Michael Oliver looks at the assistant referee who's given it. Marcus Rashford is the man who's handled. Victor Camarasa with the penalty. What a penalty as well. Top corner, no chance for David De Gea. Superb strike from the Cardiff City man. Martial now running from the right-hand side, running forward from the right-hand side. Back to Martial again. Great football, United. Oh, that is a vintage goal. That is a vintage goal from Manchester United. Still in the area, Lingard. He's gone down. Oh, he's got a penalty as well. Well, I couldn't see that coming. He bundled his way forward there, Jesse Lingard. Looked like he just fell over. Will there be a fourth? Yes, there will. Jesse Lingard sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Converts the penalty that he won. Does a stupid little dance as well. Pogba slips the ball forward in the penalty area. And it will be a 5-star show for Manchester United. Goal for Jesse Lingard. And some great celebrations if you're a Red Devils fan at the Cardiff City Stadium as well. Paul Pogba's taken his shirt off and given it to the supporters away to our right who are still celebrating. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's over there as well, getting warmly cheered and clapped by those United fans. Reece Weston alongside me. From the moment Martial made it 3-1, this game's never really been a contest, but the way they clinically crushed Cardiff City will, I'm sure, worry everyone else around that 6th, 5th, 4th position in the Premier League.
Well, the damage was done, wasn't it, in the first half? The intent Manchester United showed the minute the game kicked off, effectively. They were buzzing around the place. They were so assertive in their passing, their movement. They were looking forward and looking forward with purpose, and they blew Cardiff City away. Cardiff were given a chink of hope, a slightly controversial penalty given against Marcus Rashford, which Camarasa dispatched with emphatically, effectively, but then they were pegged back 2 minutes later with a great team goal by Anthony Martial. And after the break, it was very much a case of Cardiff having to do something different, Man United not having to do anything silly. Controversial penalty once again with Jesse Lingard, and then a wonderful goal to finish again from Lingard. The interplay with Paul Pogba, who had a good game in the end, didn't he, Pogba? He was involved in a lot of things Man United did well, and it was very, very easy in the end for the Red Devils.
Yeah, easy win. Reece, got to ask you this question. Might be tough to answer. Hypothetically, if Jose Mourinho were still in charge, would they have won 5-1 today?
Oh, it's a very difficult question. I think they would have won the game. As emphatically, perhaps not. I don't know how they would have shaped up if it would have gone about their business in the same confident manner. But the reality is, Mourinho is no more, and Solskjaer has come in. He's hit the ground running, and that's an emphatic start to his tenure, isn't it? Couldn't ask for any more. Perhaps a clean sheet would have been nice, but the reality is 5 goals away from home sends him into the Christmas period on a high.
Yeah, they find themselves, despite a desperate season, in 6th. They're a long way off Arsenal, who take up 5th right now, 37 points. There's a good 8 points in it. I look at the Champions League as well, where Chelsea are, same amount of points, goal difference above Arsenal right now. That will surely be the target for Manchester United. A lot of ground to make up, but they keep playing like that. They keep winning games, they keep scoring goals, they keep trying to play football. And the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, you know, the ones that aren't in the title race, are going to be very worried, aren't they?
Well, this is it. And said there's a lot of football to play, and Manchester United are more than capable of stringing a run of results together, and that's the key thing now. They've got very winnable games coming up. The teams around them are under a bit of pressure after some indifferent results. So it's an exciting time for Solskjaer to take over, and he can have a real impact now moving into the new year and hopefully beyond.
For Cardiff, just a case of wipe your mouth and move on for the next game. A tough assignment for them this evening. Reece, thanks for your company. Reece back with us, the Premier League preview show out on Monday. Subscribe today, download on Monday, listen to it on Christmas Day. What a festive treat. Festive treat for United here. 5-1, they have won. Back tomorrow for Everton against Spurs. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Premier League football is a truly global game, and TalkSport is the global audio partner of the Premier League.
It's a massive goal!
With live commentary of all 380 matches this season, available at TalkSport.com in English, Spanish or Mandarin every weekend.
What a goal! What a fantastic strike!
The event horizon of world-class football. Visit TalkSport.com to find out more.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
Go to TalkSport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click TalkSport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at TalkSport.com/predictor.
The Premier League Preview Show with TalkSport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
TalkSport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
We are joined on the preview show to talk about what has happened at the top of the table in the last few days by our former Premier League winger, Matthew Etherington. Adrian Clark's with us. Chris Iwelumo, fresh from the gym.
Subscribe to the podcast today at TalkSport.com and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah! Who makes it 2 to Liverpool? 1 chance, 1 goal. Number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on TalkSport.com. Premier League Live with TalkSport.
Complete